Today I'm making these little lunch pails and school snacks for your dolls. So Lunchables, an apple, fruit snacks, little chocolate chip cookies, and drinks from another video. But before we get started, I wanted to quickly plug my other channel, Rainbow's Toy and Doll Adventures, where I do doll parodies and toy reviews, so if you're into that sort of thing, you should totally check it out. And as always, kids, do be sure and ask a parent for help before starting this craft. Okay guys! So I just start here with some cardstock. I make lines, and I'm using pencil just to show you, but you can also just use a mechanical pencil, no lead. Basically creating a box. My side pieces are 9/16 of an inch. The center piece is about 1.25 inches across by 1 inch tall. I score the lines to make it easier to fold, and if you use pencil, you want to erase it. Then I fold on all of my lines and assemble my box. Cutting the tabs. And gluing inside. And if things don't line up perfectly, you can always trim and or carefully file. And because I'm obsessed with craft foam, I wrap a thin strip around my box. Making sure to really squeeze so the craft foam will attach to the cardstock. And flipping it over along the back and really trying to get a tight fit. I give it plenty of time to dry. Cut out another piece. I'm scoring along the bottom so that it will flap open well. I score both sides. Glue to one side. And trim. Then to help keep it closed, adding another small piece of craft foam to the front flap along the top and another piece along the top. Making sure I have enough space that my craft foam will slide through relatively comfortably. You do want a snug fit so it'll stay in place, but not too snug that you can't get it through. And I paint. And you'll want to use a relatively thick coat of paint or do it a few times to really fill in all the craft foam. And when that's completely dry, just adding dots. And you can use a toothpick or something to kind of stretch out that section if you find that it may be shrunk or you got too much paint in that area. And alternatively, you can just not paint it at all other than the inside and the bottom. And finally, to complete the lunch pail, adding a thin strip of craft foam. And moving on to the food, I make an apple using Model Magic, which is just air dry clay. I roll it into a tiny ball, getting rid of any seams, then flatten it along the bottom, and use a toothpick to give it a little bit of groove along the top. I give it about a day to dry, poke it along the top, and paint. And when dry, this is one I did earlier, I glue in a tiny bit of brown craft foam for the stem. Next, I print the printables, which you can access by clicking on the link in the description section. I print them on glossy photo paper, but because photo paper is more like cardstock, and I don't want my packages to be stiff, I peel away some of that paper, fold and glue. And to make these little cookies, just stretching out some brown craft foam, making little marks with a brown marker, and using the smallest setting on my hole punch. I did not mean to use my middle finger. And to make the fruit snacks, more craft foam. For the Lunchables, paint craft foam for the ham. I make pepperoni using red craft foam and white paint. Which I do on both sides. Make mozzarella, just white craft foam. Cheddar is yellow craft foam. And finally for the crackers, white craft foam. And I color both sides with light brown sidewalk chalk. Punch out. Color the sides. Then use my X-Acto knife to carefully make grooves along the edge. And for the final detail, just stabbing it with a needle on both sides. And finally, for the bottom section of the Lunchable, just making another box out of cardstock like I did earlier. I add my food, apply glue, and pop it in my lunch pail. I can add drinks from earlier videos, Gatorade video or Powerade video, my apple, fruit snacks and cookies, and you are so totally good to go. Well guys, I sure hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching.